is it less bad that it's not a live action human bullying someone, calling them a little baby, and being a being a cute little space girl? Does that make it better or worse?
I am not sure. I would say we should forward that question to our dear audience. Hello and welcome everybody to the Awkward Cast where Ayn Wye and Cosmic wonder about random drivel. Now we are having. Now we need to rebrand the entire show. Great, good job.
No,
Good
no, no,
job.
no. We don't need. We
What?
don't need to do that. We don't need to do that.
Are we spelling Cosmic with a K now? Or are we
I
spelling
mean,
awkward with a C? Damn it! We should have spelled awkward with a C from the beginning. Then we would have.
I wasn't cosmic at the beginning.
You were already Cosmic Keyframe. You were just not Cosmic. But the thing is, it would have, from a branding point of view, would have been so much better because when you then Google awkward cast, you don't end up with the cast of the show awkward, which exists as I learned when I tried to Google my own podcast.
That is a big thing. I just you being like, oh, we should. Now we have to rebrand the whole show. It's like, oh, what should I have never gone public with my true form? Is that what you're saying?
No, you should have had better foresight.
What do you mean have better foresight?
What are we on the 8th season, 9th season? We are in. Great, it just says the year. No, it says no. We are in the 9th season. So yeah, you should have just had this foresight 9 years ago. Gee, is it really so hard to think 9 years ahead when naming a podcast, which already took us a couple of months because we are both not good at this?
I know us. I don't think we have the mental capability to plan a month ahead, let alone 9 years ahead. So, but also I saw Odie write in the chat that using the bullying with the cosmic avatar is meaner because you can't see me laugh because I don't have a mouth. So it's harder to see me like smile. I think my eyes tell a lot. I think I'm expressive enough that you could tell that I'm kidding.
Okay, give me an angry glare.
Hold on.
Shit. It does kind of work. Yeah.
When I did my subathon, I actually learned how to do kind of the half-lidded kind of annoyed thing because I did it a lot during your little. There we go. Excellent. I did it a lot during your thing where you were like, here's my Cosmo, and you just put a clipping layer of space over your ferret and interrupted my whole stream with it.
You're welcome.
Uh-huh. There we go. I got that working now. Just...
Oh, yeah.
You
should have just
this was a mistake.
You should have just created a second version of your tuber, who is just instead of having by default the big
bulgy eyes,
but the deadpan annoyed eyes, and then nobody would question it if you have this expression the entire time during the awkward cast. So.
I mean, I could make that a toggle in the future to just have a annoyed face
because
default.
It's like, okay, I'm talking to Max, click, toggle.
That's so mean. That's so mean. But accurate.
Also, I brought. I haven't given you brought. What do you call something new? You brought something new. You brought an update and a new feature and words bad to the cast, and so did I. I also brought something new. Oh yeah, there are the annoyed eyes. Excellent.
What did you bring?
Wait. Let me build up the motion accordingly. Like, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you are ready for the newest edition. Technically two, but I have the feeling that one of them will probably not be here to stay. Additions to our GIF library. Are we successfully mentally prepared?
Okay, I am mentally prepared. Let's see. Hey! Da 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 da. I like that.
I
And
also
what's
have
number
another.
two?
Yeah, then number two has a problem.
Yeah!
The,
Bandit!
the problem is that this bright yellow background is just not going too well with our overall color scheme.
But it's
Sadly,
Bandit!
I know that from the GIF that would be my preferred one, but from the pleasantry to the eyes, this is well.
No! Bring back Bandit! Bring back Bandit! Yeah! It's gaudy and it's unfitting. It's perfect for the vibe of this show.
I mean, that's a fair argument.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yeah. Look at him go. Look at him go. I would love to have Bandit be a guest on the podcast. We would have to change so much of the show. Oh.
But yeah, so with that Neuerungen. What is it? Okay, I need to look up the word for it. Otherwise, this will. Okay. Innovations.
With this update?
Yeah, with I brought innovations to the show. I don't know, innovations from the
You definitely brought something.
alterations from the connotation. I mean, from a literal translation, yeah, they kind of are what I want to say, but from the connotation, the words don't really. Oh well, can't be helped. But yeah, those are our innovations we brought to the show. Bandit and
And Bluey.
And Key forgot to put on her flesh suit. God damn it!
Look, the flesh suit. It was
Professionalism.
just the flesh suit wasn't doing well this week. Okay, it would. This is the better look. This is the better look right now than the flesh suit. Okay, the flesh suit needed dry cleaning.
Well, now we brought in some meta. Some info from the meta.
I guess you could say. I guess you could say that.
From the meta through the universe right to you.
Exactly. No. But I mean, I also decided to do the VTuber since I put out my VTuber debut video today, so that was
Probably should link
it's
down
fitting.
below. Yes, it is fitting.
Yes, it is fitting. I am very excited to see once YouTube does that thing where it shows the most replayed moment to see that the Italian part is what's the most replayed. It was my favorite gag to do. It's so easy. I like that the Spider-Man 2 PlayStation game pizza theme is now just the anthem of "You Are Italian" on the internet. That's the craziest thing, is that it's from a fucking Spider-Man game. I did not know that before I looked up the meme.
That's probably the one that Family Jewels also covered, right?
Yes, that is the one that
I'm actually familiar with it.
Cosmic is baby. I am not baby. I am a 28-year-old woman, and I can say that with confidence because my birthday happened last month. How dare you? I am not baby. I am grown woman with back problems. I know that that I am in the room with people who view anyone under a certain age as baby. I am not baby. I am not part of the baby. Right, Max? I am not baby.
Even by my definition, you finally outgrew the baby.
Yay! Wait, I was in the definition of baby beforehand?
I mean, anybody mid-20 downwards is basically baby. Like,
I felt with enough in my life that I have not been baby for a long time. You know this. Are you sure about it? Why is everyone fighting with me in the chat on if I'm baby or not? Is it the giant eyes? Is that what makes you think I'm baby? I'm not baby. In the lore of Cosmonauts, I'm probably older than a lot of people. So does that mean 25 and up is young adult? It just means you're not baby.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know Max's logic if it's just a switch in his head that like
Exactly.
25, like at a certain point, it's like, oh, now you're old. There's no in between. It's baby and old.
Basically,
Uh,
there is baby, functioning, and then there is decrepit old person like myself.
oh
And
well.
and then somehow, then there is also parent generation, like from my point of view, where I'm like, yeah, but they are with dignity and stuff. Like, but for some reason, I am older than my own parents, subjectively speaking, because my parents are always my parents, so they are like, huh? And this goes for most people, I think. But no, I am with 40. I am just old. I'm dying. 1 foot in the grave.
I mean, technically, I'm just made of a bunch of dead and dying stars that are probably thousands of years old. So technically, I'm older than you if I'm not wearing my flesh suit. So you are baby.
But you're just talking about the individual matters that are part of. Wait, is Max a bit quiet? Here's the thing. I kept clipping. That's why I dialed my microphone down a little bit. I can dial it up again to anybody's risk. But no,
Wouldn't it be fun if that was just gaslighting and people just don't want to hear you and they're like, "Is Max a bit quiet?"
No,
Guys, you're doing it the wrong way. You're supposed to say he's too loud, and he keeps lowering himself.
No, but no, just because the particles and what you're made out of are old, that doesn't make you old. I mean, I'm pretty sure some of the atoms in my body have been floating around since, I don't know, the dinosaurs walked the earth. I am part T-Rex.
I mean, everyone is actually... This is not a cosmic lore thing.
That is just natural physics.
This is an actual just fact. Everyone is made out of stardust because that's what the universe is made out of. So, you're all made out of a little bit of what I'm made out of. I'm just better than you. So but yes, I guess like before we get into media, cuz I only really have one.
Mm-hmm.
I only really have one, so it'll be quicker. I guess we could talk about the shared adventure we had a few weeks ago.
Oh, that one. Sure.
Why not? Why not? We got time. So yeah, if you guys were wondering why there was no shows in March, well, there were a lot of reasons, but one of them was, 2 of those weekends were taken up in, New York City. We went to New York for my birthday. Max had to step foot on American soil again in the, fucking, godless place known as New York. And I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, Maximilian, how was the customs experience at JFK? At least leaving the airport. I remember last time that you got here, it took so long for you to just leave the airport. They did not want you to leave.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. I had a surprisingly fast process coming in. I should have been aware that the trip there went too smoothly.
Don't spoil the end of this story.
I know. But you asked me about the end of the story, didn't you?
Coming into the U.S.
Oh, that one was actually okay.
Yeah.
Surprisingly.
I want that to be a reminder for when we get to the end of the story. That he had a very smooth experience coming in. And we did a bunch of fun stuff. We went to Coney Island.
Yeah. Oh.
Am I back?
Yes, you're back. But yeah, Coney Island.
During the
March,
off season.
so
so nothing was open, but we did have like that kind of monkeys see a brand new thing in their enclosure experience, looking up at this one, like, I think it's a parachute jump that's just been there since the 30s, and we're like, why? it's just here. It doesn't work anymore. And just like walking down the boardwalk and stuff and experiencing the magic that is the New York train system, including us being really, really stupid and hopping on a train and being there as the train looped back to the station we were at.
Oh yeah, I mean it went only like 2 stations forward and then just back and forth, so some kind of pendulum train.
We were on that train for like 10 minutes. It was kind of embarrassing if we were like,
And it really helps that the driver basically comes off the one end, walks the platform along to the other end to, well, go into the other driving cabin. So he must have, if he recognized us, if he's a people watcher, he must have recognized, wait, aren't those the people that just got on this very station 10 minutes ago?
yeah. And then, like, we went to the Museum of Natural History with my friend Addie, who, let me just say, Addie, I love her to bits. She is so much.
She's such a troll.
Oh, I mean, yeah, let me tell you guys the experience of going to a museum with Addie. Look at exhibit. She says fact. We're like, oh, is that true? Nah, I don't know. It's like that, like, and cue that for at least 2 hours. Also, her being like, Chrissy, Ben Stiller is behind you. And I'm like, what? And that is something you could feasibly believe in New York City. And then I look around, and it's a fucking security guard because it's night at the museum. And I got so upset with her. I was like, Addie. And we also, I mean, that day also, we met the chillest dogs of all time at Central Park. The lady who had the doodles, because we were like, we have time to kill before Addie gets here. Let's go to the park, and because it's literally across the street from Central Park, and there was like a lake area. There was this woman who had like a mutt and 2 golden doodles, and these doodles, man, they were attention whores. Like, there was this one that kept going up to Max, and at a certain point, he would just be like, oh, and lie down just put all of their dead weight directly on him. Just like, please, yes, give me attention. Oh, yes. It was so fucking cute. And this went on for like 20 minutes of just straight petting dogs.
And I mean, when we got there, we first thought that those dogs belonged to another group, and it's because they were just sitting with that group, getting pet and everything. And then those people stood up and left. And the actual owner of the dog, who was just next to them, was like, oh, well, and the dog just moved on to us, and she was like, oh, it's great, I come out here so that...
the dogs can get attention.
Exactly, so that I get a little bit of a break from having to give them attention 24/7.
I love them, especially the girl dog. The girl dog was such a diva. She was just like, yes. I loved her. But that day was good. God, our legs started to scream at a certain point, though. There's a lot of walking in New York. A lot of walking. And then we had our main day, which was, the day of birth. Oh, no, wait. Same day as the museum, we went to go see Aladdin.
Oh, yeah.
So we went to go see a Broadway show, which was really cool, with great seats. Besides the fact of, you don't realize how fucking cramped a Broadway theater is until you're in it. The theaters are hundreds of years old. I can't blame them.
But also, we learned why at the end.
Yes, because Addie got us a backstage tour of Aladdin, which was legit a really fucking cool thing. And we went in, and there is barely any space behind that stage. It is impressive how much they just cram back there. And also the cast is so small. I think it was like 20, 30 people. Like, it was not a big cast of people.
But they had like insane costume changes, like doing the Prince Ali when there's entire parade. This parade goes on for like the entire song, literally, and there keep coming new people on and on and on, but it's the same people in new costumes, so they must be non-stop costume changing behind the stage.
Yeah, it was so cool. It was so impressive. And then you just look out and you're like, wow, all the space is really just for the seats.
But then it's like, why not have it a little bit? Not that we know people like comfort, especially in America, having a little bit more leg room, a little bit of elbow space, a holder for your soda mug. Why isn't that? And then we ask the question of all questions: what makes it Broadway? What makes it not? What makes it off Broadway? Because it's not just the one street.
Yeah, no, it's not just the one street.
Do you
Turns
guys know
out,
the answer?
yeah, do you know the answer?
Because we had
the answer,
mind blow. They needed to clean
Yeah.
up all the brain matter from the stage afterwards. We asked this question standing on stage.
we asked this question standing on stage, and they were like, "Oh yeah, it's like if a theater has 500 or more seats, it's considered a Broadway show, and if it's 499 downwards, it's off Broadway."
Mm-hmm.
It's which is like, man, what an unlucky thing if you get into the theater with 499 seats. What happens if one of the seats breaks?
Yeah, suddenly off Broadway.
Exactly. It was so cool. That was a really cool experience, and that was my first Broadway show. I think a really good Broadway show to have as your first one.
Yeah, and you almost got to say hi to what's he the voice of again?
Oh, Wally Wackford in Hell of a Boss. Yeah, there was a Hell of a Boss actor just as Iago for the show. But that was really cool. And I'm glad that we went to go see it, given that there's a non-zero chance the show will close in the next year or two because they're bringing Hercules to Broadway, and apparently Disney does not like to cannibalize itself with its shows. I think our tour guide said yeah, Disney doesn't like to have more than 3 shows on Broadway at any given time because then they start eating into each other's ticket sales. And now, in theory, they could put Aladdin on Broadway and it be just 3 shows because it'd be Aladdin, Lion King, Hercules. But, who knows what will happen. And Aladdin's been there for 14 years. So, which is a fucking awful thing for me to think about because I remember it premiering on Broadway, which makes me just feel old. Speaking of feeling old, my birthday, which was the next day. We got to hang out with Derek, Mr. Salty, and Gerber, and our friend Sock.
I can confirm Derek is a stick figure with a giant white head on top. And he doesn't even stick out in New York. That is fascinating.
That is fascinating. But there was a great thing inside of the Japan Village where there was an anime reseller store that was in the top floor, and we were walking by. This was after I've already looked through this building and stuff, and we were walking, and Gerber was like, "Oh look, Chrissy, there's a," because I was like, did they have any Sailor Moons? And they're like, "Oh yeah, oh look, Chrissy," because right under it was Lupin's, and I was like, cue I think this happened for a good 5 to 7 minutes of Gerber and Max just being like, just fucking buy something for yourself, please. I'm like, no, I don't want... Chrissy, please. And Gerber was like, Max, tell her to buy something.
And at least you didn't go for the... you were able to resist the giant Hawks figurine. Yes, you settled on a goofy-looking Lupin.
Yeah, and then the thing I bought, Max judged because it's a cute little cartoon Lupin, and he was like, "Oh, why did they do that to Lupin?" I was like, "What? He's just a little guy. They little guyified him."
I mean, do you have a picture?
I do not have a picture.
Oh wow.
It's up to your guys. Here's the thing. Would you, if anyone has seen the game Super Monkey Ball, imagine that, but wearing Lupin's clothes. That is the statue that I bought. The thing is that it wasn't that the statues were expensive. They were $20 each. I got one for me and one for Lauren. That was how I justified it. It's the thing of I am famously not good at buying stuff for myself. Denim can attest with the amount of times I have gone to Figuya when I am in Berlin, and I see the same Lum figure for the past 2 years, and I don't buy it. the little guy discrimination is out of control these days. I agree. But yeah, we went there, and then we went to a deli for the Aki Way, where Max bought pickled potato chips. That Gerber was very unhappy that you opened on the subway next to him.
I didn't know that somebody can be so violently against the smell of dill or pickle or whatever.
Well, it's opening it up on the subway that I think that is the more. No, you don't release a stench into the wild like that.
I found it a very pleasant smell, and given how much New York stinks, I probably contributed in a positive way.
Can't confirm, but she's gonna get a loom figure the next time we go. I did not agree that the next time we go. I did not. Where's the contract there, Denim? I don't remember signing a contract that says that I'm going to. Now, guys, is Max the asshole for opening pickle chips in a New York subway?
You haven't smelled the subway before. I come from Berlin, which is not a nice smelling city, and I can tell you.
Well, the chat will decide if you were the asshole or not. But no, we went we went up to Addie's house where I got to meet the famous Lemon. For people who don't know who Lemon is the most depressing looking dog on the planet. She looks so sad all the time. I know I have pictures of Lemon. Hold on. I love this dog. This dog is one of my favorite dogs on the planet. She is very big. She is rotund, I would say. And she there we go, there's a good image of her. And she always looks sad. Hold on, the picture's loading.
Okay. Sad dog meme incoming.
I mean, look how pathetic she looks. And she looks that pathetic all the time.
Blup.
And her tail can be wagging. Which it was. And she's also very food motivated. That dog was next to Max because Max was the magical man where food was next to.
See? Eating Pringles on the subway made me smell tasty.
It was funny. Max was trying to get her to, like, you know, not stand up, but, you know, like, go up where her paws would be on his knees. And when she finally did it, I just heard Max do an audible, ooh, because she's so heavy. She lied down on me because I lied down flat on the ground, and it felt like a weighted blanket. This dog has density to it. Also, there was Yam, the asshole cat, but, you know, with his weird, fucked up feet.
Literally a mutant, so what did you expect?
He is.
We should have all those mutants register.
But I do love Jesus Christ. But no, I got to meet the famous Lemon, which made me so happy. That was it would have been a happier moment if I didn't start having an allergic reaction to cats so quickly when we entered the building. I was like, I need to take Claritin right now. But as soon as we left, I felt fine. It was like, God. But and you know, we went to dinner, which was very funny because we had two very white people at our table who just will not eat anything that was on the dim sum menu. And then we did karaoke, which was so much fun.
Oh, yeah.
Especially Derek screaming Rainbow Connection.
I have never seen somebody so angry at this damn connection of rainbows. He was like, he had rage written all over his face, and it was like, damn, dude, where have those rainbows hurt you?
I mean, I loved the like, not dichotomy, because dichotomy means two, but like the range of songs that we had at karaoke, because there was, I mean, knowing us, there was a lot of pop punk, there was some ska, there, of course, 99 Luft Balloons happened at some point, and then like Chapel Roan, and then Addie, the main character of my story, kept putting in show tunes and then not singing them. And so I would have to sing them. And it's like, Addie! also the fact that I don't know if it was alcohol or stupidity, maybe a little bit of both. We kept deleting the playlist
Yeah,
of songs.
they had this weird thing where they basically had not Google, YouTube plugged
YouTube.
into their thing, and if you click play like a YouTube playlist, but if on your phone or something like a queue, and if you click play immediately, it kills the queue and goes to the one video. So you need to always very carefully add it to the queue, otherwise the entire queue gets instantly nuked. So
But it was still a lot of fun, and uh that was cool. And then then the day after we did laser tag, which I think is the funniest experience of laser tag I've ever had.
it was
Do
quite the
you want
experience.
to do you want to explain the laser tag experience?
I mean, no, we booked daytime. Why did we book daytime? Oh yeah, because no, dinner plans and to not after laser tag, depending on how you play, you are drenched in sweat, and this is not really how you then want to go out in public. So there, alternatively, have dinner first, have laser tag after on a full stomach. Also, not a pleasant experience.
Especially with the place that we picked for dinner.
So yeah, therefore it boiled down to, okay, let's go to laser tag early in the day, during the week, when there is no school holidays or anything, and literally nobody but two tourists have time for playing laser tag.
So the guy was so apologetic. He was like, you guys could bowl or something. Sadly, we can't give refunds. And I'm like,
you are literally the only two people here.
so we made the best of it. We just did 1v1. Let me tell you, that was some of the most fun I've ever had with laser tag, because it just turned into hide and seek with gun. It was so... And they let us pick our own music, and we asked for a ska playlist.
And he's like, what is ska? And we're like, oh, my man.
Laser tag with ska is the best thing on the planet. I think I'm going to be disappointed now when I go to laser tag now and there's not ska playing, because hearing Come On Eileen while chasing someone down is so much fun. But like it was so good. I had so much fun playing that. We were so out of breath. My God, we were sweaty. We were very sweaty. Because you think it'd be less effort when there's only one other person. No, not when people can hide and be a little bitch, and it's like, where are you? And then you see them in a little hole low to the ground shooting at you. It's like, oh, fuck you. This tall guy can hide, which is very interesting. But then you have to remember, if he turns to the side, he becomes like 2D and just does not appear. But I won. I won. This was the first time I've ever beaten someone at laser tag, which makes me happy. Mr. I get first place usually, even though I'm 40.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. I usually win the first round, and then it's a constant decline, because yeah, not the endurance of back in the day.
I mean, you still do really good at laser tag, no matter. Even if you're not number one, you're usually in the top 5. I've never seen you dip below. So, but no, that was fun. And then we went, and then I tend to treat Max to a bougie meal anytime that I see him, to his duress.
Yeah, indeed.
You think it's a bit. It's not. So I took him to this place called Hyun in New York, and it is a place that, like, from the outside looks like nothing. We passed by the place quite a couple of times before we were like, wait, that's the building, on Google Maps. And it's an all-you-can-eat Wagyu, like, steakhouse where they cook the meat for you, like a Japanese Korean barbecue thing. And my favorite thing was we walked in, and Max just said, "How expensive is this place?"
If you have to ask, you cannot afford it. Kind of expensive.
which also, he did not need to ask that. I was paying. But this place was, my god, this place was good, though. But don't give me that look. It was good.
I mean, yeah, the
like
good
that?
part, the good part. I mean, it's Wagyu. I mean,
I
Wagyu is by definition good. You look into the dictionary under the word good, and you see a picture of Wagyu. So
yes, but like it was so much meat because they gave you the initial courses and then you asked for more meat. We asked for as much meat as we could, but there came a point where we were like, we're more meat than man. But it was so good. The only downside was that place. That place had a waiter who was like bullying me to tip more, and I'm like,
oh yeah, that was weird.
that was just a weird experience. It didn't ruin the food, but I was like, huh, cool. Like, I don't love that. But oh my god, that place was so good. The meat was so amazing. And I was so full. We were full into the next day. That was if you want to have like the fanciest meat sweats possible, go to all you can eat Wagyu.
The true story.
And then Friday was chill. We just kind of went around. We went to the Nintendo store and everything, and then Max had one of the worst airport experiences.
Oh, that's true. That's
Let
true.
me also tell you, it was like I always get sad when people have to leave. So, we're saying our goodbyes, and we go down to the shuttle, and the shuttle comes so fast he has to run away from me, which felt like shit. It was like a texting of "I'm sorry." I that was so bad. I'm like, I know that was so bad, but you have to make your flight. Famous last words. Now time for the German to say the bad parts of the story.
I don't even know. I guess, yeah, since you were probably asleep, there is no other perspective. So, yeah, airport, at my gate, everything worked out fine, made it there in time, found my gate. Oh, cool.
I mean,
whatever.
besides TSA squishing your bags and everything, too.
Oh, wait, no, it started with, oh, no, right. It started with security check, didn't it?
Yeah, one of the last texts I got from you before I fell asleep was you were like, I hate the TSA at JFK Airport.
Yeah. So that was like, I mean, it was a red-eye flight flying out past midnight.
Yes.
So there was already, no, it was not the busiest hours of the day. But yeah, so I made it to the TSA, and my travel pants are cargo pants. They regularly, not always funny enough, but regularly ping on the scanners.
Same
And-
with my punk pants.
And well, for this particular trip, they pinged in the sensitive area, if you get my drift. So they were like, yeah, okay. I mean, on the one hand, though they seem to have certain protocols, which on the one hand, probably good that they have it, even so it makes you wonder why they had to put them into place in the first place, namely that when I get touched down, that there needs to be a supervisor present and observe me being touched down, so that everything has its correctness and only the necessary and appropriate amount of touching happens. So I'm standing there because it's an American airport without my shoes on, next to the scanner for, I don't know, 10 minutes or something. I'm not allowed to get my bags off the belt, but more. You also were not allowed to put your bags in a box. So my bag
That's a weird thing a lot of airports have started doing, is that now like backpacks and stuff you
Need to
can't
go
put in a
directly on it.
bin.
Yeah,
They
bin,
need to
yeah.
go directly on it. And I know it's maybe they have a shortage of bins. I don't know, but personally, I don't like that. Backpacks are squishy.
So yeah, so I have my backpack and I cannot take it off there, so it's at the end of the area, the area where the bins come out, and so all the new bins in my backpack and squish the backpack against the end of the area. And I'm standing there. I would really like to get my backpack, simply to get it out of the way. But no, so after 10 minutes, the supervisor came. The person was like, okay, I'm going up your legs. I'm going down your legs. Okay, everything is fine. Like, cool.
This could have been an email.
That could have been an email. So yeah, but so far, a little bit of an experience. But I was in there. I was at my gate. Everything chill. I even got a seat to sit down.
Now, keep in mind, he bought this plane ticket because the whole appeal was like, hey, I basically arrive home the same day.
Exactly, because normally when you fly that direction, it's
takes
always
a whole day.
Exactly, it's always like now you have the little +1 when you go from the US to Europe, and you fly out on a Friday and you land on a Saturday kind of thing. But yeah, so far, big brain energy. I take this nighttime flight. So I have the Friday without stress, and then the Saturday is already back in the homes. So they started boarding, as always. By the way of booking, I'm in one of the last groups. So when I finally got up into line, it was already a little bit delayed, but boarding started. Majority of the people were already in, and then where the announcement like, yeah, well, we are missing crew. We don't have our crew here. We cannot fly. The crew is missing. The flight is delayed until 10 a.m. in the morning. Please, everybody needs to get off the train or plane. Everybody off the plane. So all the business class people came very gruntled off the plane. But yeah, so it was like, hey, instead of flying out at 1 a.m., you fly out at 10 a.m. Have a nice night. I know, crew missing. Yeah.
And then it became like a sunken cost fallacy of just like, well, I guess I'm already here at the airport.
Exactly, I'm already here at the airport. It's this nice, quiet end of the Concorde. I don't want to get through that security again. So I can manage a night
I don't want to wake up Chrissy being like, hey, bud,
and the airport hotel seemed like getting out of there, getting for 2 hours of sleep because they offered vouchers. They offered vouchers to an airport hotel. So, but not an airport hotel, as in like same building, but an hotel near the airport where you still have to shuttle to. So and at this point, because they first were like, we fly out an hour later than before they actually made it early morning. I was like, no, come on. I lie down here on the floor. It's a little bit carpeted. I just get a few hours of sleep. Then I can sleep on the plane. It will all be fine. I don't want to get out of here to the hotel for 2 hours of sleep to just then get out again to the security. Yeah, I don't want to. So
it was very funny, though, from my perspective, when he was like, yeah, so I fly out at 10, and I'm like, Jesus, our goodbye did not need to be that depressing, wasn't it?
No.
He's like, no, it didn't.
Hindsight. And then
we didn't know.
We didn't know, obviously. But no, then after that, in the early hours of the morning, because believe it or not, even if it's carpeted, an airport floor is not that comfy, and it is not helped by the fact when at 6 a.m. or let it have been 7 a.m. The gate next to your gate where the airplane is, by the way, still standing, ready to fly, except for the lacking crew. Where it's still like, what happened to the crew, guys?
Where did it go?
I know. Especially, they didn't know up until they were ready to fly that we're missing a crew member.
Did the crew just go home? Like, what happened?
Just one crew member just wasn't there. And and it was an essential one, like second pilot or something, so they could literally not fly out legally or safely or whatever. But yeah. And but it didn't help that at 7 a.m. the gate next to us opened up for another flight. Like, who is ready for Florida? And
I did not know that they fucking screamed that. That is the most Florida thing possible.
And the crowd around me like, ah!
It's amazing.
So,
That is amazing.
if you're ever in New York and want to travel to Florida next, take the 7 a.m. flight. Oh boy, are they a crowd.
I love that, actually. That's amazing.
That was one hell
Oh,
of an alarm clock.
That's so fucking funny. I'm sorry. I mean, I feel bad for you, but that's so fucking funny.
But hey.
I can't laugh because you know karma will hit me the next time I have to travel. Like the next time I come to Berlin, I'm going to have that intermediary thing where I'm like sleeping at a layover and then I just hear fucking screaming of like Bonjour, who wants to go to France? And it's like, oh no, why it has to reflect back? Everything is cyclical. Oh,
Well, yeah. But it helped
that
me.
was the New York adventure.
Yeah, it gave me some extra time because I only have my German phone. I'm usually relying on having a local with a hotspot so that I'm not completely cut off from the world. But since I'm usually not traveling by myself completely outside of Europe, no special phone or anything. Which means I was... And I got a little voucher which was like, here, we sent you information about your connection. And I didn't get this information. Instead, I got a repeated email to be like, hey, get in contact with us for your connection. I'm like, I can't get in contact with you because I don't have an American phone. And I don't want to pay...
Why didn't you connect to the airport Wi-Fi? The airport Wi-Fi is free.
That you cannot make a phone call that way.
You don't have Wi-Fi calling on your phone?
No.
That's a very normal thing to have Wi-Fi calling, dude.
I don't need it. Unless I'm traveling like that, because in all of Europe, I can just call flat rate. Anyways, point being, I eventually go to the customer service counter, where one lone lady is just sitting, minding her own business, and I'm like, sorry, bad flight, problem, email, and I don't have a phone. And she's like, oh, here, let me help you. And she basically called on my behalf from her private phone the hotline on the email I got, discussed with the lady on the other end back and forth in the beginning, and only when the lady on the other end in the call center had like info, she was like, okay, yeah, I'm here, I hand you over now to the customer to explain it to him directly. And then she gave me her private phone, and I got all the information.
I love people in New York. Everyone thinks that they're assholes, and they are, but they're sometimes the sweetest fucking people.
She was
when
great.
we went to we went to Kat's Deli, which if people know is like a famous like deli in New York, and there was an old lady in front of me as we were leaving, because you need to like check out of this deli, I guess, not in a buying way, in a we have a ticket, we're allowed to leave kind of way. And this woman was so fucking nice, and it was the best interaction of her being, because she was like considering a hat from the gift shop, and I was like, you would look great in it. She's like, oh, you're so beautiful. And then she looks at Max, and he's like, he's not. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, what did he do to you in a past life that you decided to just throw hands immediately?
I mean... No, let's not go there.
Are you? I know what joke you're gonna make, because I think you made the same joke when we walked out of the deli.
I mean, I was a German in a Jewish deli. They probably had some kind of like... Exactly, they sensed me and were like, this motherfucker.
You think you could come in again? How many times we gotta teach you this lesson, old man?
But yeah,
that was our New York adventure.
Almost.
10 out of
10. I had my London adventures because I landed the flight that left at 10 in New York and arrived in the afternoon in London. Didn't have any connections to Berlin anymore. The last connection to Berlin had already left. So in London, I gave in. I was like, okay, I take the hotel voucher. I don't fucking care. I even had to pay for the shuttle. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? The hotel shuttle isn't... They gave me a compensation for a very nice hotel, I have to admit. But I still had to pay the shuttle to get there.
And then you passed out.
And then I was like, even if it's just for a shower and 2 or 3 hours of sleep, I just want to have a bed, please. I want to sleep. So, yeah, that's how I spent one night in London. Or not London, Heathrow, so a hotel next to the airport. And then, finally, on Sunday, remember the part
You
about
got
arriving
home.
on Saturday at a reasonable hour? On Sunday, finally, I arrived home.
Yippee.
And worked the next day.
I'm very glad that my flight was severely uneventful on the way back. I was like, thank you, Max. You gave me the best birthday gift. You gave me an uneventful flight, which is hard to come by these days. Especially when you're in America, and every news headline that week was something bad was happening to a plane.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there was literally an airplane on fire in Denver the day I flew out.
Yeah, we were walking down Rockefeller Center, and there's the Fox News building. Gross, I know. And they have a news ticker, and I just look up, and it says, plane, engine on fire at Denver Airport. I was like, oh, that is not a thing I want to see the day before I fly and the day of someone flying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but don't worry, we made it. We're fine.
Oh, and wasn't all of Heathrow also shut down the day after I flew out? Like the Sunday or Monday after?
No, the Berlin airport went on strike the day after you flew
After I flew out, but after I returned, Heathrow, because of a fire in an electrical station, all of Heathrow was also down.
You know what? All things considered, lucky.
Mm-hmm. So...
But yeah, there is the Max and Chrissy story time. So we have time for our media.
And now we I mean, since I cannot recommend any of them anyway, so let's start with fantastic unrecommendable media, part 1.
Yes.
So currently watching, not completely caught up yet. HBO Max's The Pitt.
The Pitt.
Yes.
I've actually watched this.
Oh. But yeah, it's a very, very well done, engaging, gripping medical drama, which a lot of actual medical professionals who watched it are like, yeah, that is probably the most realistic show in existence on that genre. But it is not a very fun genre. It's like...
No, it's not. It's not Scrubs.
No, it's not Scrubs, and it's like it's one shift. It's like 24. It's happening in quote unquote real time. So and you saw 15 episodes. So we are in this emergency room for 15 hours with those doctors, and we are talking. I did not realize that this would be a bloody trailer. Maybe we go to this image instead.
I mean, this is a show that I remember a lot of the marketing was that they brought the actors to actual ERs to train so everything looks realistic. Because yeah, there's a lot of medical EMT, firehouse, etc. That's not propaganda shows that are highly unrealistic.
And yeah,
this one isn't.
Yeah, and it's like an explicitly current day post-COVID staff shortage, everybody one step away from burnout, emergency room. So
I have to be real. I stopped watching the show because it started to get triggering to me as someone who has not a good history with hospitals and medical stuff.
Why I introduced it as a fantastic show I cannot recommend, because it is bloody, it is miserable, it is probably triggering for all kinds of backstories. So, and they are going in so many different directions where fucked up shit ends up in that emergency room. It's like, yeah, it's fantastic, but oh boy, can I not in good conscience recommend it?
Yeah, I mean,
no, not House MD. Sorry, I love House MD, but take this prime time,
it's
cushy,
not lupus.
Funny show out of here. This is not funny.
It's not Lupus, and it's not House.
No.
Like, but I mean, like, the thing is that this show was like, just to say for the people who don't like gore, and don't like hospitals, what a combo. Um, the the show is so real, like the prosthetics in the show are so like good that there's a section on Wikipedia about it talking about how like, you know, how they make a degloved foot or full body of a burn victim or the vaginal canal and a newborn baby. Like, also, if you don't know what degloving means for a foot or a hand, you don't need to know. You're good. You're good. Don't look it up.
I assume I have seen it by now.
No, that is a. Think about what the word deglove sounds like,
Yeah.
and think of.
Yeah.
You could get. I don't know why I
No.
raised my hand and wiggled my fingers. My I do not have hand tracking on this VTuber model.
Yet. But yeah. And it's especially interesting because Denim and I watch this show usually with food.
Why? Why do that?
We watch shows. We watch shows when we eat. We eat. It's like we have the shows and we watch them while eating. So, and if it's a show in which it's an emergency room, literally everybody is an emergency who comes in there. And the patients are barely better.
I don't, as someone, I watch this show. I don't think I can watch this with food. Watching this show made me lose my appetite very quickly. So
yeah, I believe it. I believe it. So yeah, I cannot recommend it, even though it is fantastic. So my thing would be like, yeah, you must not be squeamish to watch it. You must be, I don't even want to call it misery porn, because at the end of the day, it is realistic. Nah, that's the thing. It's maybe more condensed, and this one particular shift is probably crazier than the average one, but it's still like the individual elements are all realistic, are all close to reality, probably too close for many people. And but if all of that sounds to you interesting, and again, it's not a funny show. I mean, there are funny moments. There was this one episode where there was actually a little bit of humor in the air, where there were particularly funny patients there, and they saved a lot of people. And it was like ninth or 10th episode or so, and I was like, wow, this episode felt actually nice. And I'm like, oh no, I know about, I'm media literate enough that I know what this means. And oh boy, did this episode end on a cliffhanger where it's like, oh fuck. So yeah. Fun show. And the thing is, because the last episode hasn't aired yet, I don't even know how it ends. I don't know if it ends on an up note or on a down note.
It ends on a note, I'm assuming.
I assume so, but given I have no clue if you come out finishing this season, because the second season is already greenlit as far as I know. Finishing this season, then I'm not sure if it ends on a positive note, and you, after those 15 hours of torment, you come out of it and are like, okay, relief. Or if you come out, or if the last moments are just a couple more extra gut punches and you are just depressed for a month. I don't know yet. So, sorry for that. But again, I already not recommend the show, so...
You know what, guys? Watch an episode and then take a chaser by watching The Rookie. Nathan Fillion will protect you.
Exactly.
With the least propaganda cop thing on air right now.
But yeah, I guess I skip my second media. I keep it for next time.
I leave it on a cliffhanger like the Pitt.
The other fantastic show I cannot wholeheartedly recommend, even though better than the Pitt, easier to recommend than the Kid.
Can I know what the second show is?
Quick learn, it's A Man on the Inside on Netflix, which is from the people who made The Good Place.
Ah, man, I've been wanting to watch this. Okay, so yeah, no, stop, go away. I want to watch it blind. Why?
Trigger warning, because I cannot recommend this show.
Is this a trigger warning that's very Chrissy trigger warning?
Not just you. Denim and I also felt like, this makes you a little bit uncomfortable at times, because the majority of this show takes place in a center for the elderly. And we are encountering all the things that happen to the elderly. Like except for Scam. So while it's overall a comedy, there are a lot of moments where you are like, oh, fuck. Oh, no.
Are we... I don't want to ask if this is a spoiler.
Mm-hmm.
What? Do they have multiple instances where they actually show elder abuse? Like the...
No.
No.
Oh,
no, thank God. That would have been too real.
At its core, it's wholesome, but it
faces... but we're talking about the other old people problems.
Yeah.
Oh man, could they just keep it that old people really like swinging in nursing homes for some reason?
I mean, those parts are in it.
I mean, that's good, but no. I mean, I know what you're talking. Maybe this is not a show I should watch by myself.
Maybe.
I am going to need an emotional support person for this show then.
Get your dog quicker.
Okay, but there we go.
Fantastic show, but I guess to the youngsters in the audience who don't have too many experiences, I can't be like, yeah, sure, watch it. But if you have elderly people in your life or something, then...
Or had them...
It can, it can, even though it's overall a comedy, a wholesome comedy, it can hit close to home.
Oh man, I just wanted to watch Ted Danson because he's funny.
Oh, he is fantastic. He is absolutely brilliant.
I love Ted Danson. He gets better with age.
And it's a good place, people. So you know that the writing is also good. But now for a video, a media that we cannot recommend for other reasons.
I am Steve. Okay, so I went to go see the Minecraft movie. What a flaming piece of garbage that I want to go see again. This movie is somehow the most substantial piece of nothing I think I've consumed in a long time. This movie is nonsensical. I mean, it is called a Minecraft movie. Like, it is not even the Minecraft movie. And just what I thought, on one hand, it is the most, paint by numbers video game adaptation movie I think I've ever seen. But on the other hand, it throws things in where I'm just like, oh my god, this is a parody. This is a Minecraft parody YouTube video that became a movie. Because, okay. Basic plot is that, Steve, is someone who got into the Minecraft universe in the way I can only describe as a less exciting version of how Michael Jordan got brought into the Looney Tunes universe in Space Jam, where he just kind of falls in. And his whole thing is that he wants to collect these very special, like the Orb of Dominance, I think it was called, and he makes a portal, but that transports him to the Nether, which is Minecraft hell. And then the creatures of the Nether are like, we're going to try to take over the overworld and all this. This is not the plot of Minecraft. I know it's crazy to say Minecraft has a plot. It does, but it's not that. And then there is Jason Momoa, who is essentially a parody of Billy Mitchell, who, at least in a 80s video game champion long past his pride, running a video game store in Idaho. And then him and a bunch of people get Jumanji'd into Minecraft because they found an Atari. I don't know how that mixes into Minecraft, that is just Jumanji. And then, yeah, they go into Minecraft, and them along with a real estate agent that wants to open a petting zoo, because that's a plot line in the movie too. They are just in the Minecraft universe. You know, they meet Steve. You know, Steve goes, "I am Steve." They go into a village where you find the ugliest looking Squidward things I've ever seen. And also, Jack Black just starts singing at random points in this movie. The movie is not a musical. I feel like I need to make that clear. It is not a musical. He just starts singing because Steve is an insane man who just announces everything. All his lines are announcements. And yeah, a lot of it is just kind of meandering around the Minecraft universe. Jason Momoa gets beaten by a little zombie on a chicken. A chicken jockey, if you will. And then, like, you know, they have to use the orb that they find to beat the people of the Nether and all these things. And,
put on spoiler warning.
Well, no, I'm not going to spoil the ending. This is not the end of the movie. Also, I don't know. Is this really a movie where you care about spoilers?
I don't know. I don't care about this particular movie at all.
But no, like, also, okay, here's a spoiler. Put on a spoiler warning.
Oh, no, we are actually going spoiler. Okay. Oh boy, I didn't see this one coming. Whew. Where is it even? Fuck. Ah, there.
So, Steve has a dog named Dennis in the movie. Because you can domesticate wolves into dogs in Minecraft. And he dies. And he sings a song being like, "Oh, Dennis, my Dennis."
Dennis. Oh, no, wrong Jack Black John.
No, and he ends it with a howl, like, "Oh," and you see like a shot of the villager crying, like a tear being shed. Like, this is a really sad scene that the square dog died. This is coming from me, a person who cries about snakes because they have no arms. I did not cry at Dennis dying. I laughed because why is Jack Black howling? But yes, that and okay, I guess this is also a spoiler. So Jennifer Coolidge is in this movie. The plot of the mom from American Pie, the MILF.
Ah, okay.
You know the oh my god, I want a hot dog real bad.
The name sounded familiar.
So she's in this movie. She doesn't enter the Minecraft world. If I remember, this movie was a fever dream. No, her side plot is that a villager from Minecraft enters the real world. And let's keep in mind, he doesn't turn into an actual human. He still looks like a square, fleshy Minecraft villager. And starts dating Jennifer Coolidge. They fall in love. And then the villager starts learning how to speak English, and his speaking voice is Matt Berry, the main vampire of What We Do in the Shadows. You know, like the New York City person. Like, I don't know why. This was the most inexplicable side plot of the movie, and I kind of wish we stayed there. Okay, now we can go off the spoiler.
Wait, where's my cursor? Ah, okay.
So this movie is garbage. However, I think I haven't had this much fun at a movie theater in a while because, my god, the audience was just as memey as the movie. Because anytime Jack Black announced something, the audience went fucking wild. Like, the moment he said chicken jockey, the whole crowd fucking applauded. And I was like, I am with my people. When he went, "I am Steve," everyone went, "Whoop!" Also, Jason Momoa is just a genuinely really funny actor, and I wish he would do more comedy. Because him and Jack Black did 110% in this role when they violently didn't have to. And I kind of just want to see Jason Momoa and Jack Black do something together that isn't the Minecraft movie.
Minecraft movie.
Minecraft movie, because their chemistry together is great. I want them to make a new. You know that movie Twins with Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger? I want a modern version where it's Jason Momoa and Jack Black.
But no, that's the thing. I believe they're age-wise probably too far apart, so you know what that means.
What?
Jason Momoa is Black Jack's son.
Wait, how old is Jason Momoa?
He looks a lot younger than Jack Black, and he only appeared on the scene a lot later, so I assume
Jason
he is...
Momoa is 45
Okay.
and Jack Black is 55.
Oh no,
They're
okay,
only
that
10
would
years
be
apart.
okay. They could pass as. I mean, as little as they could pass as twins looking at them, I guess by real life age they are close enough that they could pass.
Yeah. I mean, the one plus side of also going to the Minecraft movie is that I got to see the trailer for the new Naked Gun movie. I'm so excited for that fucking movie, man. Liam Neeson is so... I think Liam Neeson's gonna be fucking so funny, and the O.J. Simpson joke they had in the trailer was the best way to address the fact that O.J. Simpson was a main actor in the Naked Gun movies. It was so funny. I'm just like, and everyone who's doubting it, just watch Liam Neeson in Lego Movie. He is a funny man. He could be a funny man.
Oh yeah.
But no. The Minecraft movie is garbage. It's no surprise it's making so much money because it's a movie for kids. I cannot recommend it enough because it is the funniest. I want, when it goes on streaming, I recommend people get friends together, get a bunch of drinks, and watch the the best way to watch the Minecraft movie is probably inebriated. And like make a drinking game. This is a movie that will have a drinking game made out of it once it's on streaming. Like I want to be the guinea pig for that drinking game. So, Minecraft movie. It's a movie. I will say that one actual, like, this is me being totally real. It's a very, very wholesome thing they did in it. So there was a Minecraft YouTuber named Technoblade who a couple years ago passed away from cancer, and his icon was like a pig with a crown, and they actually have a scene in the movie. This is not a spoiler. Mm-hmm. It has no bearing on the plot, but there's a scene where they're walking through the village, and there is a pig who walks by in a crown, and the kid is like, "Oh, is that a king?" And Jack Black is like, "No, that's a legend." Like, it's a very direct reference to Technoblade. That was actually really fucking cute and wholesome. I have to respect it for that. Does it make the movie good? Fucking no. But you know what? That was actually one of the nicest tributes I've ever seen to something like that. So, I have to give it its roses where it's due. So,
with that,
yeah. Go play Minecraft. I don't go play the actual game.
With that, we have art.
Yeah, this was made by my friend Andrew, or AWT. They made a comic that I helped kickstarted. You might see their artwork with Jasmine and Sugarberry. You've seen their fursuit stuff around, and they were doing commissions where it's like, let me like do a redesign or something of your OC. So I did that with Abby, and he did a fantastic job. I really like the outfit. I really want to figure out if there's a way I could make this an outfit she wears at some point in the show.
Yeah.
Anyways, now it's time for the cues.
Indeed.
Hopefully we don't have a lot.
We I don't think we do.
Yippee!
Yippee indeed. We have one on Blue Sky.
Is it J-Rock?
It is J-Rock. Guess what kind of question is it?
Is it a would you rather?
It is a would you rather.
Of course it is.
Be trapped in an elevator packed with wet dogs, or 5 men with horrible breath.
Oh, the dogs! Most obviously the dogs. First of all, I don't want to be alone in an elevator with 5 men on a usual day, whether they brush their teeth or not. Also, either their breath is so bad that I don't need to be near them in the elevator that I could smell it, or they are way too into my personal space.
So
wet dogs, whatever, they're wet dogs.
I was about to say, so on the one hand, you point out that the bad smell of the man would probably not be an issue in the first place, but yet you still pick the dogs.
I just don't want. I just like. I don't want to be in an elevator with 5 men, anyways. Adding bad breath to it makes it so much worse. That's putting a hat on a hat. Dogs, they're just wet. That means they probably had fun outside. They played in the rain. Maybe they jumped in a puddle. They're living life. I don't mind wet dog. I also think, hot take, wet dog smell, overrated smell. I think it's overhated. You guys are just kind of annoying. Maybe you should smell a bit like wet dog. What about you?
Having actually lived with plenty of wet dogs and experienced them, I can confirm, yes, it is a tolerable smell, but it's also a very in-your-face one at first, until you know the depths. And the elevator's packed with them, so it's not just the smell, you also get it all over your pants, or depending on how big the dogs are and how much they like to jump all over you. So I would probably pick the elevator, because then all that is, and there are 6 men with potentially smelling breath in the elevator. I mean, I would
Why
assume...
would your breath be potentially smelly?
I don't know. I mean, some people don't like the smell of coffee, so my breath probably smells like coffee or whatever, or dill Pringles. Which according to some people is apparently a horrible breath or horrible smell. So yeah, then it would just.
Well, there you go.
There we go. Over to the other place.
All right. Well, a lot of people sent us answers.
Excellent. I guess we have to speed run it a little bit, but because we like to mingle on them.
Yes, or I'm just gonna pick a couple. Let's see. Here we go. From Back in Knee Pain, their answer is Family Guy, and for some reason the Laugh It Up Fuzzball trilogy. I've never heard of the Fuzzball trilogy, but Family Guy is the answer apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, okay, just I guess it's trying to figure out the question.
Yes, obviously.
Yeah.
We're figuring out the question.
The problem is, the Laugh It Up fastball is the problem that since we do not know this one, it's like this is the key that can create help us finding the laugh. Oh wait, Laugh It Up fastball is the line that Solo says to
Star Wars.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. So Family Guy, and for some reason the trilogy. Okay, what is the common
something
denominator?
Something you reference? Because those are both pop culture things.
And Laugh It Up fastball is already a reference, so it would be a very meta answer. So what are your favorite media to quote from?
That's a good one. It may be that, honestly. I don't know if I can come up with anything different. Yeah, you know what? For once, I'm gonna just team up with you.
Oh,
I think it's what's a media you quote often.
Okay.
I guess we also have to answer this question.
That's what I meant with speedrunning. Like, let's find out what the actual question is, and maybe answer that quickly.
All right. The question is, what's the show or movie you quote in your head when you find yourself in common mundane situations?
Oh, in your head specifically. Oh.
Well, I think we got it close enough that was a success.
Mm-hmm. Huh.
In our head, see. Here's the thing: my head voice becomes my outside voice very fast. So.
But I can see it. Like now, you're considering like now grabbing an extra bagel or something, and in your head you hear like, "Do it,
do it." Yeah.
Into the dark side.
Sadly, I think Family Guy is also my answer. I kind of with Odie. There's too many quotable things there, and I do think of the "who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down" thing more often than I care to admit.
I don't watch enough Family Guy.
That and Muppets. I quote Muppets because I also quote in my head the scene from, I think it's Muppets. I think it's the Muppets Take Manhattan, the one with Columbo, where he's like, everything you said was just totally wrong. That's completely incorrect.
But yeah, no, I don't think I necessarily. It's not Family Guy because I don't watch it enough. I'm pretty sure I mean, I also have a very short connection from inner voice to outer voice. But yeah, I am not sure if I have go-to media.
You don't have. I know for a fact you have things you quote often. So I don't know if that's true, but we're speedrunning, so
Yeah.
we're just gonna think you're uncreative.
Exactly. Confirmation for the pile. Cool. Next one. Go, go, go.
All right, I'm not a man nor a mouse says. The answer is have you ever seen a character in media pretend to be what?
No, have you ever seen a character in media pretend to drop something and then bend over in a very provocative way to try and get the attention of someone else? It's that, but in a Gen Alpha brain rot speak.
Oh, that's the answer. Sorry, I saw a question mark. And I was confused.
I know. I had this when I read it the first time as well.
So he's explaining something. So how do you explain Riz to your grandma, simping to your grandma? I feel like something with your grandma.
Okay, it's that, but in Gen Alpha brain rot speak. The have a character ever seen drop down, pretend something provocative, and try to get the attention of someone else? It's that.
How do you explain Riz? That's why I'm thinking Riz.
Sounds pretty close, but it's also like it seems to describe the action. Have you ever seen a character?
Yeah.
So this kind of like desperately trying to get attention by flaunting your goods, but I don't. I mean, I
don't know enough Gen Alpha slang to be like, what is there something that has that level of?
We have just proven that we didn't even know the what Love It Up Fuzzball trilogy is. So
yeah, we're very behind the time.
Yeah. And there's a movie from the 80s. We just failed.
We very much did, but okay. I'm gonna say that the question is, how do you describe gooning to a Victorian like to your grandma?
Gooning.
Yeah, because that is if TikTok has taught me anything, that's a sex thing, I think.
Okay, so maybe and then whatever the flavor text around it is. So your guess is that it's probably about describe what was it?
Yes, gooning.
Gooning. So. And I have literally no clue because I am officially no longer hip with the kids. I have no fucking idea what Gen Alpha brain rot speak is. Shizzledy Disney, Shizzledy Riz. I don't know how it goes.
Here's the thing: is that Shizzledy Riz and Shizzle like Snoop Dogg isms also just kind of sound like Gen Alpha words to me. So who knows?
Who knows? Okay, let's check. The question is.
What does it mean to stick out your gyat for the... God, none of these words are in the Bible for the Rizzler. So, and yeah, okay, so I was kind of close because this is all nonsense words. So, yeah, I guess gyat means ass. I guess.
Gyat?
Look, I can't judge. I'm from the generation that made YOLO a thing. But this is... I mean, we don't even have an answer. I guess Wolf had described it. Thanks, Wolfhead.
Yeah.
I liked the person I was 5 minutes ago before I learned this definition.
Well, let's keep burning through them. We have more to go.
Okay. Devils in the Details Prince answer is Wolfhead. Have you seen that guy and his proclivity for such a thing? It's kind of hard to not see it as such, but that's just my opinion.
Have you seen the guy and his proclivity for such things?
Uh, who's the biggest simp? Because Wolfhead wears it on his sleeve
He
of the
does.
female the fictional characters he drools over.
Mm-hmm. Okay, everything the guy and his proclivity for such things. It might be, yeah, yeah. I don't think, yeah. Maybe it could maybe have a little bit more of a specifier in it, like simping for something specific or some type of people specific.
Yeah, I'm
Proclivity
trying to
for such a thing, such a thing,
for
such a thing. Huh.
for for content involving sexy lady, like the honey pop things and things. So
Chat,
maybe
they hate me. No, we love you for who you
we
are.
yeah yes, but look, don't put out what you can't take back. Uh,
Oh, that's a question. Who puts out things that they can't take back? Wolfhead. Yeah,
yeah,
have you
well,
seen that guy's proclivity for such a thing?
that's good. I think it's going to be like who wears their simp card on their sleeve.
Okay.
I think that's going to be it.
Yeah. Then shall we check it?
All right, the question is, who do you know that would absolutely act like a simp or a decent gooner for Luna from Hell of a
I
Boss?
mean, yeah.
So does like half the people in your server, so
I mean,
uh
I guess me too. Maybe.
also no, hold on. I have a thing. What do you mean a decent gooner? I feel like no, you can't. What does it mean to be a gooner decently? Because from what I know from non-consensually seeing a bunch of TikToks with the word gooning just means like whacking it all the time. I don't think there's a decent part of that. Like a decent gooner just sounds like jumbo shrimp. That sounds like an oxymoron. I'm just pointing that out. But no, I guess like who would absolutely act like a simp for Luna from Hell of a Boss? I don't think you would, because simp behavior is inherently pathetic. I don't know if you'd be pathetic for Luna. You definitely would be flirty and like her, but I don't think you'd be pathetic for her.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Wolfhead would probably be like his profile picture on Discord and be like, ooh, step on me, please. Will you go to prom with me? Uh, there we go. Okay, so we have one more answer.
Hmm.
Uh, this okay, this one is
Okay.
The answer is it's from A Taco 2, who said, "Mine was mostly the DCAU for The Man Who Has Everything, which was based on Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons' comic from all the horror movies the Question's voice actor did.
Okay.
Oh, and all the horror movies the Question's voice actor did."
So
Okay, so I feel like this
a
is going to be a
specific-
non-funny question.
Yeah. Also, a very specific voice actor.
Well, okay, I think like the thing is that like it's two examples. So there's The Man Who Had Everything, which was based on Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons' comic, and then all the horror movies that the Question's voice actor did. So I think it's something like
So who?
what's a creator that you got like really into, like where you actually wanted to see how the sausage got made, kind of thing.
Or even the I have the feeling of, given the wording of the answer, that it's more specific. So who was the do you to plug your encyclopedic mind, who was the voice actor of Superman in For the Man Who Has Everything?
I don't know if I remember.
Oh well, but the question is probably, what is your favorite bit that this person did? Seems like a very, very specific question.
Yeah, that is a interesting question to ask us of all people. But I think no, I think the question is something more like, what was the first like piece of media or creator that you like wanted to find out how the thing got made? Like it wasn't just a surface level like watching something. You actually wanted to know how was it created.
Hmm. But
Because
yeah,
all the horror movies that the question's voice actor did, I feel like, that's something that leads to that.
also just realize for the man who has everything isn't even a movie, it's
Isn't that
an
isn't that an
episode.
episode
Yeah,
of the Justice League or
exactly. Yeah. So, but mine was mostly from the DCAU for the man who had everything, which no, but this must be something else, which was based on the comics and also.
Okay,
Okay, yeah,
well, let's see
I'm
what the cue is.
okay. What is the cue?
What was the earliest example of you recognizing and learning more about the creators behind the thing you watched?
Okay, yeah.
Like knowing there was a crew behind it and choosing to learn more from them. I mean, that's a good question. Why did you have to do it on the day that we have to be shorter with the show?
Most likely DCAU, which was based on. And all the horror movies, the questions voice actor did. Oh, the questions.
Yes, like the guy, like
Character.
the blank faced man. The
Oh,
question.
the blue pit for Rorschach. Oh,
Yes,
and I
the
kept going back to the question, as in the question, because in German we capitalize all substantives. So I didn't notice that it's significant that it has a
yeah, no, it's the
capitalized Q.
blank it's the blank face guy that Huntress
Yeah, yeah,
dates.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Oh, I was shipping those two so hard.
I mean, so was the
Okay.
show, so uh but I mean like
Learn
I mean
more
that's a good
about them.
question
That
for
is
me
a
because
good question, yeah.
I I mean, here's the thing. I remember listening to audio commentaries for movies and stuff all the time as like a
Mm.
kid. So, I always was just fascinated with how things got made.
So,
So,
earliest example.
honest, yeah, I guess what would be the earliest example? Honestly, the earliest example would probably be like on Disney VHSs back in the day. This may have been for the VHS for Aladdin or something. They would sometimes have featurettes that would be after the movie, like, they're like, stay tuned for no, no, no. And they would have things like the voice actors recording stuff, or you get to see a pencil test or something like that. Uh, and that really got me interested. So I think like yeah, those little after things on VHS tapes, which shows how
Hmm.
far back I got into those things because those weren't very accessible features back in the day.
Hmm. Hmm.
That because that was pre-internet too.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, I guess for me, maybe either I have vague memories about seeing an actual how it was made a documentary for The Lion King on TV. So whenever
Mm-hmm.
The Lion King came out, and there was like about how they did the CGI stampede thing, which was CGI was like revolutionary back then. Um,
1994.
yeah, yeah. Or when I later actually got into no, watching audio commentaries on DVD. No, the question is, what are the earliest ones you can remember? All the ones that I forgot are obviously too forgettable, but one that I do remember to this day is Over the Hedge, which is
Oh,
like
that's a good audio
that's such a
commentary.
good audio commentary because I believe it's two people, the two producers behind it, and they are half of the time telling anecdotes about the production of the movie or how they came up with ideas. So it's two dudes vibing and telling fun stuff and interesting stuff. Unlike
Oh
Eurotrip,
yeah.
which is literally just a drinking game, so that doesn't count. It was fun in its own right, but not as an informative
You
source.
don't learn anything about the
No,
movie with that.
exactly. While
You learn
with
that they can
yeah,
invite someone to order pizza during an audio commentary. That's what
exactly.
you learn.
But over the
Uh,
hedge audio commentary, yeah, very informative actually.
uh, to recommend just because we don't really have many other questions. There's one question, but like two commentaries I recommend is And this one's on Disney Plus. The Simpsons movie has like 2 audio commentaries, and one is the director's commentary and one is the animator's commentary. They are both really fascinating to listen to, because they mostly talk about how they didn't want the movie to be over animated, and they're like, no, limited animation makes it funnier, and I really, really love that. So I recommend that. They also talk about how they hired people for the dubbing of some characters, of like what scenes they have to use for the audition, which makes me laugh. And then the other one is the commentary for the first live action Scooby-Doo movie, because it's just a bunch of it's just the main cast just chilling out and being like, man, this movie was fun to make, guys. And I kind of love that. They are like actual friends, which is really, really wholesome to me. But okay, one last question, and then we're off to the sunset. Devils in the Details Prince asks, pretty simple question, but maybe one that may not have been asked. But what is your preferred or overall favorite hairstyle, whether it's on a real or animated person of your choice? Well, I mean, I'm kind of, it's very easy for me. I am a sucker for people who have like shaved side of the head and then the rest of their hair on the other side. I literally have that as my hairstyle. I think it just looks cool. Mm-hmm. I mean, V from Arcane, for example. But besides that, I mean, like, I don't know. I just generally like, for women, I like really short hairstyles, like pixie cuts and all that kind of stuff. And on a guy,
Sephiroth's long hair.
Look, it's two things. Either you need to have a Jason Momoa like mane of hair, or you need to have it like a really nice taper fade going up the hair kind of thing. Like, there's no middle ground. But also, sadly for guys' hair is kind of boring. You guys don't get to be fun with your hair.
True. But yeah, I guess I'm pretty. I know that there are, especially in art and whatnot, certain hairstyles where I'm like, yeah, that's pretty neat. I am like, but I'm also like having probably more preferences when it comes to women's hairs, because yeah, guys' hairs is like, okay, it exists.
I mean, like there is an exception. I think black men hairstyles are really fun. Like, I love like afro styles, locks, and all that. Like, there's actually room for creativity there. We're just boring because we're white.
Probably. But yeah, so one, it's also leaning more in the realistic for some reason. But no, a very simple one, it's like ponytail for some reason. Just simple ponytail, nothing extravagant. So, I don't know.
Ponytail is nice. I also do like hair in a bun.
It's probably Sarah Connor that imprinted me with that.
I also really like messy buns, like those types of buns where sticks in there kind of thing. I really like what?
Oh yeah, we are. I'm not sure if it's the microphone or if the connection is getting messy again, but there were some dips in your audio with some.
Oh, well, can you hear me now?
Yes, it's fine.
I was saying that I like a messy bun, like where they just kind of put the hair up and put 2 chopsticks in it. I don't like things that are too clean. You know, I want a little wild style. But yeah, man, that wasn't a very awkward question to end on, though.
And yet here we are.
What do you think of my hair? What about this? Does this hair do anything where this jiggly gelatinous hair?
Not even hair.
Are you calling me bald?
Awkward.
Ayn Wye and Key say hi to the people in the chat. The memes are seen on this live stream as they talk about random grabs. Time for awkward guests. It's the awkward. Random guests and funny gags on the awkward guests. Artwork and analysis which you do not